When Ed Gillespie officially launched his bid for U.S. Senate earlier this month, his campaign did what it needed to, releasing a clean political ad that highlighted the Gillespie family and his past, while also hitting the Democratic incumbent Virginia Senator Mark Warner on his voting record. Now, the former RNC chairman is ready to get down to work.
Well, I believe my experience working on Capitol Hill for Dick Armey, working in the White House for President Bush, my experience at the Republican Party of Virginia, the Republican National Committee, all help make me a more effective candidate and would help make me a more effective senator.
During a sit-down interview with the Washington Examiner inside his temporary campaign headquarters in Alexandria, Gillespie laid out his top priorities for this year's Senate race, using phrases like fostering economic growth and upward mobility for the middle class. Gillespie stressed the need to help middle-class families in the Commonwealth, while also saying this race is going to be a referendum on Senator Mark Warner's time in office.
Well, of course, anytime you're running against an incumbent, that incumbent's record is, something that voters want to look at. He told us that he would never vote for a health care reform bill that meant that we would lose our insurance if we liked it. And then, of course, he cast the deciding vote for Obamacare.
Ed Gillespie is a credible candidate to run against Mark Warner. The problem for Gillespie is that Warner is very popular.
A Christopher Newport University statewide poll released just last week shows Senator Warner with an early, sizable lead over Gillespie, and not to mention very strong approval ratings. The poll shows Virginians' approval of Warner's job performance is 63%. Making matters worse for Gillespie is his lack of name recognition among Virginia voters. While he has a political resume that's impressive, his level of national recognition far outweighs his recognition in the Commonwealth.
I think that Ed Gillespie could win. I wouldn't predict that at this point. I think Mark Warner is still a pretty heavy favorite to win this election.
To win, Gillespie will need a situation similar to 2010, when Republicans, led by the Tea Party, made major gains on Capitol Hill, and that is possible in 2014, as the Affordable Care Act has gotten off to a rough start, and the president's sinking approval numbers could hurt the Democratic Party. But Gillespie will need to focus on Senator Warner's record and the economy, and not just Obamacare, as Virginia Republicans did in 2013 when the party lost all three of the state's highest offices.
It would not be law today if Mark Warner had voted in the interests of Virginians and voted against that bill. So that's a central issue in this campaign.
Senator Warner's staff did not return requests for comment made by the Washington Examiner for this story. For WashingtonExaminer.com, I'm Steve Doty.